Karl-Anthony Towns and Jordyn Woods are officially married, and their wedding had the NBA world buzzing. From Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart to other players who came out to celebrate the couple, reactions started rolling in fast, and plenty of people had something to say about KAT officially tying the knot. So, let's get into what went down. Saturday, August 15th, Malibu, California, an outdoor ceremony looking straight over the Pacific Ocean. That's where Karl-Anthony Towns and Jordyn Woods got married. And from the setup alone, you could tell this wasn't some low-key event. The couple exchanged vows surrounded by white flowers, ocean views, and a stacked guest list mixing basketball, Hollywood, music, and fashion. It was black tie, oceanfront, and everybody came looking sharp. Woods walked down the aisle in a strapless white gown with a sweetheart neckline, fitted bodice, and sweeping skirt. She finished the look with a lace scarf, veil, and cascading cowlie bouquet. Towns went the classic route, keeping things clean in a black tuxedo. Then came the moment that started making the rounds online. The newlyweds were all smiles walking down the aisle together, and one photo caught Towns dipping Wood for a kiss after the ceremony. That music shot quickly became one of the standout images from the whole celebration. But here's where the NBA side of this wedding really kicks in. Because the basketball crowd wasn't hiding somewhere in the back, Knicks players were front and center. Team captain Jalen Brunson attended alongside OG Anunoby and Josh Hart, while Miles McBride was also photographed at the celebration. Pelicans guard Josie Alvarado made the trip as well, adding another NBA name to an already loaded guest list. And it wasn't only the players showing love. Several wives and partners joined the celebration, too. The New York Post reported that Brunson and his wife Allie Josh Hart and his wife Shannon OG Anunoby, Jose Alvarado, and Miles McBride were among those there. One Knicks fan account on X broke down the arrivals like this. OG Anunoby, Jose Alvarado, Jalen and Ally Brunson, Josh and Shannon Hart, Juice McBride, and Trey G. Son at Karl-Anthony Towns and Jordyn Woods' wedding Saturday. Then you get to the Hollywood side, and that's where this guest list gets even crazier. Towns and Woods clearly move in more than one circle. Michael B. Jordan, Justin Bieber, and Hailey Bieber were among the celebrities reportedly in California for the wedding. Kylie Jenner and her boyfriend Timothy Chalamet were also there, with Chalamet already well known among fans for being a serious Knicks supporter. And the famous names just kept coming. Ben Stiller and his wife Christine Taylor attended along with Tiana Taylor, Jada Pinkett Smith, Willow Smith, Gayle King, and Young Gravy. Reports also named Leah Kadib, Victoria Villa, Carter Gregory, Stassi, Karen Nicolau, and Justine Skye among the crowd. Basically, one side of the room could music, talk, play, or basketball, while the other could talk movies, music, and fashion. That crossover got fans talking almost immediately. One account covering Knicks news pointed out just how wild the mix was, noting that the crowd stretched from Knicks superfans such as Timothy Chalamet and girlfriend Kylie Jenner to Towns' own teammates, including Jalen Brunson. It wasn't your typical NBA wedding guest list. And then came the merch, because apparently the details didn't stop at the ceremony. According to the New York Post, guests received hoodies reading Meriden 5, reportedly playing off Towns' recent NBA Finals run with the Knicks, along with Fanatics-branded gift bags and In-N-Out cups. Another outlet gave a slightly different version, reporting that guests left with custom Meriden 15 hoodies while carrying Fanatics goodie bags and In-N-Out cups. Music. So, there's a little disagreement over exactly what those hoodies said, but the Knicks connection was impossible to miss. Basketball wasn't just represented by the people sitting in the crowd. It was worked into the vibe of the celebration itself. Towns has also spoken openly about how his relationship with Woods reached this point. When discussing how their friendship became something more, he explained, "It just so happened that Cole came and brought its challenges before adding and forced us to either pick where our relationship was going to go as friends or something more, and we chose the latter." That history makes this whole scene hit differently. You've got an NBA star marrying the woman who has been beside him through major moments, surrounded by teammates and a seriously star-packed entertainment crowd. But if you want to understand why so many people were paying attention to this wedding, you have to go back further. Because their story didn't suddenly begin under the Malibu sun before the ceremony, before all the basketball headlines, and before the celebrity-packed guest list. Towns and Woods knew each other as friends. Their wedding marked another chapter in a relationship that had already been developing for years before romance entered the picture. Towns and Woods began dating in 2020 after first getting to know one another through friendship, and that friendship-first foundation isn't something they've kept secret. Both have publicly talked about how knowing and trusting each other beforehand helped shape their relationship. They've also discussed supporting one another through difficult periods, which gives their story a different feel from the classic celebrity romance that seems to appear overnight after one flashy public sighting. There wasn't some random red carpet moment that suddenly kicked everything off. These were two people who already knew each other, already had trust between them, and then found themselves facing a major question about whether their connection was going to stay a friendship or become something deeper. According to Towns, 2020 became the turning point. With much of the world shutting down and normal life changing fast, circumstances pushed them toward a decision that otherwise might have taken much longer. They had already built that friendship, but suddenly there was no ignoring the question sitting between them. That's when the relationship crossed into new territory. What had started as friendship became something more serious, setting in motion the years that eventually brought Towns and Woods all the way to that oceanfront ceremony in Malibu with NBA teammates, Hollywood stars, close friends, and family watching as they made it official. Woods was the first one to make the relationship public, and she didn't leave much room for guessing. After their friendship turned romantic in 2020, she confirmed the relationship on Instagram that September, sharing beach photos of the two wearing matching swimsuits. Her caption was short, but music. It said plenty about where her head was at. "I found you, then I found me." Towns followed with his own post not long after, and his message went way deeper than the usual Instagram official caption. He described what Woods meant to him with the words, "There are darknesses in life, and there are lights, and you are one of the lights, the light of all lights." From the jump, these two weren't presenting this as some casual celebrity link-up. For people who mainly knew Woods from her earlier years in the spotlight, this relationship also looked like the beginning of a completely different chapter. Before Towns entered the picture romantically, Woods had spent years in the reality TV world, closely connected to one of entertainment's most famous families. She appeared alongside her former best friend Kylie Jenner on Life of Kylie Music in 2017, and appeared in multiple episodes of Keeping Up with the Kardashians between 2015 and 2019. But that era didn't exactly end quietly. In February 2019, Wood became caught in a huge celebrity controversy involving Tristan Thompson, who was in a relationship with Khloe Kardashian and shares a daughter True with her. Reports at the time alleged that Woods and Thompson had an inappropriate encounter, and the situation quickly became tabloid chaos. Woods later publicly gave her own account of what happened, but the fallout seriously damaged her relationship with the Kardashian-Jenner family. It was messy, extremely public, and for a while, that controversy shaped how plenty of people, music, viewed Woods. Over time, though, relationships reportedly began to thaw with Woods and members of the family eventually reconnecting. Years later, her love life was making headline for a very different reason. A long-term relationship with Karl-Anthony Towns, built from a friendship that existed before they started dating. Naturally, fans immediately noticed a dramatic contrast. When the engagement news eventually arrived, some coverage framed Woodsy's journey as a full-circle comeback, with one headline describing it as Jordyn Woods gets engaged to NBA's Karl-Anthony Towns 6 years after falling out with Kardashians over the Tristan Thompson scandal. If you enjoyed the video, hit that music like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this with another NBA fan. It helps the channel out a ton, music, and you definitely don't want to miss what we've got coming next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.